Oh my god, bro. What is going on, bro? So I'm out in LA, bro, having a great time with the homies, having a blast. Ain't making too much money, time to spend some money, you know? Now I'm playing with y'all, but I'm on the plane on my way back to Texas. Plane's about to take off and everything. My boy tried calling me and I told him I'm on the plane right now. He said, for sure, you saw that drama. I said, nah, what happened? Who? Like, what are you talking about, you know? He said, look at NateSoUgly channel, bro, and I see this, bro. I was like, pause. My boy said, hey, man, nothing wrong with that, but what? I've been working with you for a year and I did not know this side about you, bro. On some real shit, bro, I'm like, what's going on here? What's happening, bro? When I got back home, I watched the video. So now there's rumors that my boy Cid is gay, he's mistreating his homies, and he's taking advantage of people. All of a sudden, my boy turned to Satan himself, bro. But is that actually true? Today, I'm gonna tell y'all my personal experience on working with King Cid for the past year and 2 months. And I'm gonna tell y'all there's a lot of empty spaces that need to be filled in, and I'm here to do just that. So that being said, let's get started, man. So I am King Cid's lead editor. I've been editing for him since this video came out. So it's literally been about a year and 2 months, I believe. I started his channel when he had 2.2 mil views. Around the time he was working with Gio and stuff like that. The first video I ever edited was a collab with him and Gio. I don't know if y'all remember this video, but I'm gonna go ahead and do things in chronological order and speak on situations ever since I first started working with him. So when I started working with Cid, I actually saw him post on his Instagram story, yo, I'm looking for editor, hit me up or hit Marvin up, which was his editor at the time. So I was like, you know what, Cid's gonna get his messages flooded. I'm gonna go ahead and hit up his editor. So I did just that. His editor liked my work and we are like, you know what, let's work, let's do something. At the time, I was only supposed to edit for his second channel, King Cid Uncut, and it was literally supposed to be cuts and none of that crazy stuff that we do on Cid's channel nowadays. Now his editor Marvin at the time, dude that came out with videos on this whole situation as well, was a bit of a slacker. They were posting about 1 to 2 times a month, if I remember correct, and a lot of things needed to be sped up. So he was slacking on a video, or apparently he couldn't get a video done. He said he had school or some situation going on. So Cid is like, yo, can you get this video done for my main channel? I was like, you know what, whatever, bro, let's give it a shot. But I was nervous. I was like, man, I never done this, you know what I'm saying, rotoscoping, letters in the back, whatever types. So I hit up Marvin and asked him for some tips. Remember, we hopped in a Discord call and I was asking him simple little questions about Premiere and After Effects. Those are the programs we use to edit YouTube videos. But anyways, I remember he couldn't even answer the most simple, basic questions. He was kind of like beating around the bush and stuff like that. And this is where I'm like, okay, it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yo, so how'd you do this? How'd you do that? Whatever. I actually ended up asking him, yo, can you show me some of the work that you've edited? And he shows me at the time he was working with Avery B. Now this is where everything gets a little bit crazy about Marvin and the authenticity of his work and his words, whatever he was talking about. I don't know whether to believe him or not. That's on y'all. Y'all can have your own personal opinion. But my boy actually shows me some Avery B videos that were actually not even edited by him. I actually knew the editor. I had just met that editor himself. His name's Lintrell. Shout out to him. Dope editor. But so Marvin's like, yo, so I did this video, that video, whatever. I'm gonna throw some text here where we were talking about like what videos he had done. And homie linked me one specific video where I'm like, yo, I seen this on Twitter. I seen this intro on Twitter. He said, what intro? I was like, the beginning of that video. I don't know if you tweeted it or something. And he said, I know who posted it, the guy who puts it together, Lintrell or something like that. I said, yeah, wait, so what does he do? He said he puts the sequence together because I don't got time. I said, so what do you do? He said, edit, that's all. I said, so he just cuts the video and then you like do the actual effects? He said, yeah. But turns out that is not true. I know Lintrell himself. He helped me with some sound effects in the past and stuff like that. And this is when I was like, yo, this Marv guy is a fraud or something, bro. I think he's just outsourcing all the work. Maybe he just like gets half of the money that Cid pays him, keeps it, and then pays some other editors or something like that. Because I even saw his YouTube channel. I checked out his tutorials. He made a tutorial talking about how to edit like King Cid. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. It was like the Walmart version of what I do and my boy Don, which is Cid's other editor. Now, my boy Marv was slacking. Once again, I don't know if it's maybe because he was outsourcing the work, the people editing it just, you know what I'm saying, were taking their time, or if he actually was just slacking himself. A lot of editors do this. I deal with editors all the time, but he always had an excuse for everything and everything was always late. So Cid got mad at that. He got fed up and they had a little fallout and things were said between them. Whatever happened. They had a little drama and it is what it is. A couple months later, Marv actually came and apologized to Cid and tried working with him on the second channel again. Guess what? Same thing happened. He started slacking. I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing this, bro. We cannot be doing this. But, hey man, shout out to you, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have learned how to edit the stuff I do for Cid now. So hey man, so all I gotta say about that, man, is Marvin, you are a fraud. I don't know what's up, bro, but the fact that you were trying to take credit for somebody else's work on Avery B's channel is crazy to me. But hey man, it is what it is. Now next thing I want to address is SmoothGio. At the time, obviously the first video I did of Cid's was a collab with Gio and Cid. They were cool, everything was going well. Well, I remember that I want to say about like 2 months in, so it was at the end of last year, beginning of this year-ish, I actually had a conversation with Cid about Gio. Cid was kind of venting to me, telling me that He keeps asking me to be on his videos, but whenever I need help, he doesn't want to help me. He just wants my help. So I'm thinking about cutting him off. And it's true, I would show you guys texts, but guess what? I got a new phone and I don't have those texts anymore. I scrolled all the way up. It showed me the February text between me and Cid, and I can't see anything past that. So very unfortunate, but if y'all want to take my word for it, it is what it is. I promise y'all, Cid was telling me, yo, this dude is being mad fake. He always needs my help, but when I need him, he don't want to help me, bro. He don't want to pull up to the shoots or whatever. So that's the last thing I remember hearing about Gio. That's, you know, what was in my mind, what was implanted was they kind of fell out because he was being fake, etc. and so forth. And I know they've had drama in the past. I don't know if they like went to school together or something like that. And there was some YouTube drama I wasn't around for back in the day. But yeah, all I know, like, history repeated itself. They had a little fallout and boom, whoop-de-whoop. So I want to address what I remember about that because Gio came out with a video as well where he was saying, yo, Cid is being mad fake now that he's up, you know, and I'm down or whatever the fuck. He don't want to talk to me. He don't affiliate with me. I don't hear from bro no more. It's like, bro, you were doing the same exact thing, bro, from what I remember. So, hey, man, you know, what goes around comes around type shit, bro. Treat others the way you want to be treated, you know what I'm saying? Now, before we get into Nate's video and everything that started this ruckus, this commotion that's happening right now, I want to go ahead and say I'm not going to talk about things that I wasn't there for. For example, the female situation. Obviously, I wasn't there. I work remotely, so obviously I'm very limited to certain things. However, I do work with Cid on a personal level more than just business. I consider Cid a homie. There's certain situations that I've helped him with, management outside of the channel, working on other platforms, etc. and so forth. I kind of like, I guess you can say, an acting manager for him, as well as a lead editor. I work on like the bigger projects that he does, kind of tell the other editors what to do. I piece everything together, help with everything from like, you should edit this scene so frame rate, color correct this scene, this certain lighting in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So all that. But that's what I mean by lead editor. Shout out my boy Don. I know he doesn't want to be in this video, but that's his other editor that does more consistent work for Cid's channel. Let's get into Nate's video and what he talked about. First thing that I remember hearing in Nate's video was that he was on the phone downstairs at the Steve's house and he was talking to some girl or something like that. And Cid came down, started yelling at him, telling him to get the fuck off the phone, whatever, etc. and so forth. Now, I talked to Cid last night about, you know, everything going on, stuff like that, and I'm not biased. I do not give a fuck. I told Cid a couple things like, yo, you got to work on this and that. So I do have a couple negative things to say about my experience with Cid. This isn't a dick sucking video and stuff like that. He knows that as well. But Cid explained to me that Nate was always on his phone. He never had free time off. He was always just on his phone. He said either live or just talking to people that you could never get through to him. He said that he was trying to speak to him and said, yo, Nate, I got to talk to you about something important. Can you get off the phone, please? And apparently Nate just wouldn't get off the phone. And that's when, you know, things happen. Obviously, Cid being the mastermind of the Steve's house, he wanted to do like an AMP type thing, collaborative thing, make this work. I can see where that would be a little bit frustrating. I've ran esports orgs myself. I've ran content groups myself. So I know sometimes as like the boss or like the main person, like the brains behind the operation, you do say things that maybe you don't mean, or you say things in a way that you probably shouldn't have said them. It's part of being a boss. If you go to any job, you probably don't fucking like your boss because guess what? They'll tell you shit how it is, bro. So that's one of the situations where I'm like, okay, I can see why Cid is getting mad. The whole point of getting to Steve's house is supposed to be a content house, homies that grind together, make content together. But apparently, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you some text, I remember asking Cid whenever the Steve's house fell through, what the fuck happened? And he said, yo, they're being lazy. They just want to bring hoes all day. They just wanted to party. They didn't want to work on content. And let me tell y'all something about Cid, bro. Something that's a really good thing about Cid. When Cid wants something, he really pursues it and he does whatever's in his power to go after it. That goes to say with his homies as well. He's put a lot of people on, bro, and that's the truth. That's the simple truth. People are saying that, oh, people are under Cid's umbrella, whatever. But hey, man, if I'm being honest, a lot of the people that are getting views, that are getting mad at Cid and stuff like that, hey, man, Cid help you out, bro. So with that said, Cid always goes out of his way, bro. He's like a one-man army, you know what I'm saying? And Cid had told me, yo, I had schedules, I had a PowerPoint presentation done for the whole house so we can get to our goals, etc. and so forth. And apparently they were just being lazy, bro. And I believe it because I've seen this happen with so many brands that I'm not gonna mention, but it happens all the time, bro. It even happens with like IRLs and stuff. People move in, they try to like hustle something, start drop shipping or something like that. They move in together, just start fucking around, bro, and just living life, which nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? But I can see why that would frustrate somebody that's actually trying to get something going, trying to get the ball rolling. I do also understand Nate's point of view, though. He's paying the bills, he's paying his part, so he should be able to do whatever the fuck he wants. If he wants to relax, whatever. But if that's all you're doing, there's no point of fucking living with other content creators, you know what I'm saying? That's just my point of view on that. Now, the women's situation, I'm gonna say one thing, all right? I wasn't there, I can't say anything, but this is a lose-lose situation for the girl and for Cid, because guess what? If there's no concrete proof or evidence of like, I don't know, maybe the girl has some sort of pictures of Cid, you know what I'm saying, marks that he left on her from specific dates in the metadata of the pictures, it's kind of like, bro, he said, she said type shit. And for Cid, same thing, you know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like, why would a girl lie about things like that? But at the same time, we see with celebrities celebrities all the time. Girls like to take advantage of specific situations when guys are vulnerable. So it's kind of like, you know, it's just, this one's super fucking hard. I'm not saying she's lying. I'm not saying he's lying. It's a lose fucking lose. But what sucks is if this were to go to court, obviously the judge most of the time starts off by siding with the woman. And also if the woman's lying, then that could just be fucked for her. But I did mention this to Cid. He told me his side of the story. He told me he never put the hands on a girl. He said it was more or less a very heated confrontation. And that's all I know about that. Obviously, as men, we know not to ever put our hands on women because we're biologically a lot stronger. We're more dominant, and that's just what it is. Male, female, obviously male are gonna win. This is why we're supposed to protect women. So yeah, that's all I really gotta say about that. And the last thing I gotta say on Nate's situation, where this is where I kind of disagreed with Cid on, but he told me his side of the story. I'll tell you what he told me. The coke prank that they did for King Cid's channel. Now, apparently Nate explained that Nate got in trouble and Cid was like, yo, you gotta fuck around and take care of your lawyer fees yourself. Now, if I'm being honest with you, that is fucked up. That is fucked up. The way it sounds, if that's literally how it went down, I definitely do not agree with Cid on this at all. It's kind of like, bro, you're making content for your channel. You know what I'm saying? Why are you not gonna go ahead and take care of the homies that helped you make this content? Now, Cid told me that in his defense, he didn't know the cops were gonna show up, whatever. These are repercussions that you gotta be willing to, you know what I'm saying, think about before you even do it. But he also told me that apparently Cid's fee, I'm not gonna say a number because I don't want to put that information out there. Cid's fee was a lot higher. He told me a specific number, that let's say it's up here, and Nate's fee was like down here. And apparently Nate's fee was split between a bunch of several people that they all agreed to split it, like their lawyer fees or whatever the fuck. I don't know necessarily all the details in that certain situation, but I definitely told Cid, yo, you know what I'm saying? He told me, yo, the video didn't even make money. It got demonetized, whatever. And I told him, yeah, I understand, but it was for your channel. There was personal gain on that situation. So it's kind of like, all right, you know, I can see why, if that's how it went down the way Nate explained it, why people would be mad. And I definitely, you know what I'm saying, I would be mad about that too. I don't agree with that at all. So hey man, I don't really know how that went down, but y'all know my opinion on that. Now I want to go ahead and touch on Callofkidd and something that Nate mentioned, and that is the whole stealing the Steez name. Listen, Nate, bro, you're blowing things out of proportion, man. I'm not gonna lie, you're a mastermind, bro, because using that Cid picture throughout the whole video is crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's a retention grabber, bro. Just staring at Cid while you're talking shit, you know, cross-dress or whatever the fuck. By the way, guys, that wasn't a cross-dress thing. That was the whole couple swap TikTok trend that was happening. So obviously Cid is not gay when he did that with his ex or whatever the fuck. And trust me when I tell y'all, I don't need to tell you guys why or how I know, but I know Cid is not gay. I'm telling you guys that right now. Nothing wrong with being gay, but it's kind of like when you're straight and people are trying to speak down your name, bro, like chill the fuck out. Now going back to Callofkidd, the Steez stealing name, whatever the fuck situation. First of all, Callofkidd explained in his video that Cid never made it an LLC, so there wasn't any legalities or whatever the fuck going on there where like Cid decided to make like a single member LLC and take the name and kind of just like take everything himself. Apparently that's not what happened. Now if that were to happen, if he made like a single member LLC, not a multi-member with, you know, all the other guys in the house, then that's where I would be like, yo, that's fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But apparently that's not what went down, so hey man. And number two, Callofkidd made that word up, yes, but it was part of like the whole Cid lore, part of the whole Cid storyline. Everybody loved that word. Everybody loved Callofkidd saying that word, Steez, man, you know what I'm saying? And Callofkidd approved with Cid's idea of using the word Steez. Guess what? Callofkidd was a founding member of Steez, so it's kind of like, that's kind of how things work. You make a collective effort and group to collaborate and make a fucking giant thing with the homies. So it would make sense for not just the mastermind behind the idea to come up with everything, you know? The other members also matter. And also Nate was talking about how the channel made money or whatever, that none of them ever got no split or whatever. Listen, man, I know how YouTube works. I own YouTube channels myself. I've been on YouTube for over a decade. And let me tell you, that channel did not make that much money, bro. Just by looking at it, that channel did not make that much bread. So it's like, bro, chill the fuck out. If anything, Cid should have used that maybe for like rent, kind of like, you know, cut down the percentages that people had to pay for specific months, etc. and so forth, you know what I'm saying? Channel made 5K, cut that 5K off of people's rent, etc. You know what I'm saying? Now, one last thing I gotta say, bro, this situation is a grimy. Situation's a bit scummy. It's very shady. There's hustlers hustling hustlers. What I mean about that is I've heard a situation where one of the people in the Steez crib, I'm not gonna say who it was, y'all could go ahead and fill in the gap down in the comments if you guys want, was actually charging people to be in King Cid's videos. I'm talking like 200 a pop, like, yo, send me a quick 200, you could be part of the next shoot, whatever, etc. and so forth. So that type of shit right there. And apparently, I don't know the insides of this, but apparently this was done behind Cid's back. So it's like, hey man, you've been doing sketchy shit too yourself. So it's like, hey, what goes around comes around type shit. So hey man, it is what it is. Now my personal experiences with Cid, to go ahead and end off the video, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the negatives and positives that I've experienced working with them. Let's start with the negatives. So one thing that Cid struggles with, and I do myself as well, once again, like I said, I've ran companies and gaming works myself. myself, so I know what it is like to be like in a management position or on a position where you are the brains of a big project, and that is Cid does not like to be wrong, and I've experienced this myself. But for sure, Cid does not like to be in a wrong, and that is a weakness that I already told him over the phone myself, and he said, yo, thanks for telling me that. I gotta work on that. I'm saying it is what it is. It's part of who you are, but obviously, once again, like myself, hey man, we gotta work on that, bro. And the last thing is, my boy has anger issues, and he knows it himself, and he told me, yeah, I know that, bro. This is why I smoke a lot. This is why I try to relax. But he told me himself that when you deal with millions of people for years and years, sometimes, bro, trying to just keep things in or keep calm and collected, shit happens and you blow up. And he said, like, right now, like, how am I supposed to be happy with everything going on? And I'm like, no, I get it. We're human at the end of the day. We're not fucking perfect, bro. There's fuck shit I've done that I'm not proud of. There's fuck shit you've done that you're watching that you're not proud of. But definitely getting that situated one way or another is probably the best for Cid. And another thing I told him is, hey man, maybe keep all this shit off the internet. Let people ramble, let people say whatever the fuck they gotta say, and you reach out to them personally, bro. You don't gotta deal with all this shit on the internet. It could stay offline. You could do it face to face, or you could do it personally and directly, because at the end of the day, people are gonna say whatever the fuck they want to say. But what matters is that the truth you know and the things that actually happened and went down are done right by yourself. Maybe apologize, maybe do whatever you can to fix certain situations. And for all the other people coming out with some petty ass shit, like I remember I saw somebody that Cid has never even fucking talked to, made a video because she was on a Cid video, and me or Don, whoever edited the video, didn't put her at on the video. She says Cid has animosity or whatever the fuck. I don't even know. Some crazy ass shit, bro. And it's also like, yo, all these people are coming out with all this bullshit, but it's like, bro, what happened to when it actually happened? Why didn't you say something about it when it actually went fucking down, bro? Why right now you have to hop on the bandwagon on canceling King fucking Cid? You know why? Because you want that AdSense check, bro. It's Q4, man. You know what I'm saying? The RPMs on YouTube are high. Let's make a long fucking video. Let's get paid. And the King Cid name is getting fucking views right now. So, hey, let's do it. Why not, right? Oh shit, man. Everybody making a video on this situation. It's funny, bro, to me, because it's like, it goes to show where your YouTube analytics are. And it also goes to show, hey man, you trying to get paid, bro. Hey, that's the beauty of YouTube, right? You can post whatever the fuck you want. Hey man, just know if y'all lying on another man's name, karma will get you, bro. Hey, it is what it is. And as for the people that generally went through like a bad experience with Cid, I hope Cid reaches out. I hope he makes things right. Because I know that in certain situations that I think Cid went overboard, he's done it right, man. He's apologized either right then and there or the next day or whatever. And I know he's an individual with good intentions, man. And that brings me to the next thing, the last thing, the positive things I've experienced with Cid. I gotta say, man, he treats me good. He treats me like family. He treats me like a homie. He's giving me bonuses that I did not expect. He treats me with respect 99% of the time. And if there's certain situations where I'm like, yo, I think that I should be paid a little bit more for this video because it took way longer than I expected or it was more difficult, etc. and so forth, he's willing to either meet me in the middle and compromise or simply just pay what I asked for. So he's a reasonable guy. He's a visionary. He wants to be the best at his work, at his craft. He likes to be the person that comes up with new trends. He likes to try new things. He wants to take things to the next level. He wants to be honestly what he's been. But yeah, man, that's all I really got to say about the whole situation, bro. I hope I filled in some of the gaps that needed to be filled in, because there's a lot of bullshit said that, in my opinion, wasn't the full story or didn't have full context. As always, if you guys have any questions, y'all feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, Snapchat. I don't know, y'all can ask some questions there, man. Shout out to y'all for 100K on Snap, by the way, man. Much love for real. Anyways, check out my social media down below, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys later, man, whenever I decide to post again, bro. As always, been your boy Virux, and I'm out. Peace.